Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to my supervisor, Ms. Fadlina Isa binti Saman, and also to my examiner, Dr. Siti Fairuz binti Ahmad Faisal. Today, my name is Farah Atira binti Samsul Kama, and today I would like to present to you about my final year project titled P-Verb, Learning English Proverb for Secondary Student via Game-Based Learning. So let's start with the introduction. So English proverb is, in general, is known as a sentence of the folk that is metaphorical, fixed, and in a memorizable form that contains wisdoms, truth, and moral. Proverb exists in many languages, and one of them that is famous in Malaysia is Malay proverb itself. Malay proverb is widely used in Malaysia, including in schools, because in SPM papers, they need to use Malay proverbs in the papers. But this is why English proverb got overshadowed, because English proverb is not used in the class. It is not listed under the syllabus of English. It is not listed under the syllabus of English for secondary student. So because of this, a lot of students does not know English proverb. They know widely amount of Malay proverb, but they do not know English proverbs. So let's continue with the problem statement. Okay, so the first problem statement is that English proverb is not taught in school, or English proverb is not listed as one of the subtopic that is needed in the school. The second problem statement is that because it is not taught in school, there is a lack of materials of learning English proverbs in school, and the student needs to find the material themselves. Okay. Let's continue with the objective. So the first objective of this project is to design a game-based learning application for secondary students to learn English proverbs. The second is to develop a computer-based or desktop learning application of English proverbs for secondary students. And the last one is to test the usability of the game-based learning application towards secondary students. I will continue to present the scope of the project. So there is four scope here. The first one is the target user, second the content, the context, and lastly is the features of the game. So target user for this application is for secondary students. So it is students from the age of 13 to 17 years old. The English proverb used in the game are suitable to be used by secondary students for their essay writing. The second one, which is the content. So here I will explain to you the content of the application. So the player can help the NPC in the game. So there will be a main character in the game, one main character, and they need to start with the story progress of the game. They need to find NPC inside the game, and each NPC will grant them a quest. When they succeeded in finishing the quest, they will be given a task to search for a signboard for them to answer English proverbs. So the quest and the English proverbs will related to each other. So the quest will be related to English proverb, so that the player can actually guess what is the English proverb that will be asked in the question after they succeeded in finishing the quest. If they get a correct answer, if they get full mark, 2/2 of the marks in the game, they will grant with a key. But if they lose 1 mark, which means they did not get full marks, they will lose a heart. So in order to progress in this game, in order to go to the next level, the player need to have 4 keys. So if they do not have 4 keys, they need to restart the level all over again. So the context of the game. So this game is designed in 3D form, and the player can play using their laptop or desktop and in Windows 64-bit. The game includes multimedia elements such as animations, audio, text, graphics, and so on. In addition, this game is an RPG game, so the player can go through the tasks with narration, and do not worry, each of the tasks and quests in the game is simple and it's easy to play. Other than finishing quests, they can also walk around the fantasy realm that is built. So next, I will explain about the features of the game. So there is 4 features. The first one is the GBL based content. So P-Verb is an application where game-based learning is used as interactive learning program inside the game. GBL elements are implemented in this game, and GBL element tests are also conducted, so all of the GBL elements are implemented well inside the game. The second one is the 3D RPG environment. So as I said before, 3D environment makes the game more aesthetic to it that might entice the player to play the game. And because it is in RPG environment, it can allow the player to walk around the realm and they can explore as much as they wanted to. And then RPG environment is related to questing and also dialogue system. So it is actually a fun way to learn English proverbs while going through role-playing game as someone else. So in this game, the player will be someone named Aimee. The third one is the reward mechanism. So as I said before, whenever they get correct answer for the proverb question, they will get 1 key. But they will get 1 key, and then when they get 4 keys, they can progress to the next level of the game. The last one is penalty system. So this is what I said when they lose 1 heart. When they answer wrongly, they will lose 1 heart. And then there is retry button. This retry button, they can only, when they press the retry button, they can only retry the game all over again, which means they can retry the level all over again. So with this retry button, there is a repetition that occur. So repetition can help the students in understanding the proverb more and memorize the proverbs. Next, I will explain to you the methodology used in order to create this project. So the methodology used is GDLC, or more known as Game Development Life Cycle. So GDLC is solely created built specifically for game development, and it is a guideline of a game development process. So in GDLC, there are 6 phases of development. The first one is the initiation phase. Second one is the pre-production phase. Third one is the production phase. And then testing phase, which is the alpha testing phase. And then after alpha testing, there is a beta testing phase. And then lastly is the release phase. I will then continue with the results and findings of this project. So I conducted 3 tests on the game. So the first test is functionality test to test the functionality of the application. The second test is a game-based learning test to test the game-based learning elements in the game. And then the last test is usability test to test the usability of the application on secondary student. So the first test, functionality test, is held in alpha testing. So which means it was tested by the developer itself. So based on the evaluation on functionality, all functions achieve the pass status in the game, which means the game is functioning as intended. So next we move to the game-based learning element test. So the questions need to be calculated. The mean scores of the question need to be calculated. So in the mean scores, if the question scores 3.0 or 4.0 above, it means that the game-based learning element in the game has been implemented well. And then lastly, for the usability test, I use USE questionnaire to test the usability test on the game. It has 4 aspects on the USE questionnaire has 4 aspects, which are ease of use, ease of learning, satisfaction, and also usefulness. Okay. So based on the usability test on the 4 aspects of the USE questionnaires, most of the questions receive an index score of 70% and above. This indicates that it reached the satisfaction of the usability test. Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening, Doctor. So I will proceed with my presentation on my application. So I am sorry for the background noises of the recording. I don't have any other choice but to use Windows recording. Uh, it is very unfortunate, but I don't have any other choice. So let's proceed with the presentation. So here is the start page of the application. So whenever the player press the start button, you will go to the main menu button. So here in the main menu button, in the main menu page, there is three buttons. There is play button, manual button, and also quit button. If the player press manual button, they will go to the manual or control page. Here the player need to read the manual and how to control the character. So if they press on the home button, they will go back to the main menu. So let's start with the game. So when the user press the play button, it will go to the first part, which is the intro cutscene. So the player will need to read through the cutscene so that they will understand what is happening. Alright, so when after the intro has done, the character will be on the first level of the game. So the intro said she will need to find the head of the villagers in front of the castle. So I put the character in front of the castle so that the player will know where they will need to go. So in order to navigate through the game, the user need to press W key to move forward and S key to move backward. And then the mouse is if they wanted to go to the left or to the right, they need to use the mouse to navigate. And then they can also press escape key for the pause menu to pause the game. And then they can press the resume button to resume the game. Okay, so let's progress with the story. Okay, so here when so this is the head of the villager. So right now the main character Aimi will need to interact with this man. So press E to interact, and whenever the player press E, they can see dialogue box. So here the player will need to read through the dialogue to understand what is happening. So here the dialogue box. I'm sure you have so many questions. Okay. Each villager will grant you a proverb question after you help them and a key if you answer it correctly. When you get all 4 keys, you can leave shiny bright to go to the next village called Dark Phantom. After all, if there's a will, there's a way. Alright, so for your first quest, go and find a villager named Rosa. So whenever she alright, I accidentally pressed the E key again. So if she still does not have 4 keys, Zamal, the NPC, will repeat the same dialogue. Okay, now she needs to find Rosa. Okay, so here we can see in the screen there is NPC indicator, which is the question mark. So this question mark will help the player to indicate where is the NPC located. Okay, so here if you can see there is obstacle. So if the player hit the obstacle, they will lose 1 heart. Okay, so they need to be mindful of the obstacle in the game while they progress through the game. So here is the here's the second NPC. So Aimi will need to interact with this NPC. Okay. Hello Aimi, thank goodness you finally came. It is better late than never. Now for the help. Can you help me find multivitamin around here, please? It is really important. Okay, so for example, if Aimi still does not find the max, if she talk with the NPC again, she will ask, "Have you managed to find my multivitamin yet?" So if she finally if she finally take the medicine, for example, like here, she pressed the E and finally take the medicine. And if she talk back with the NPC, the NPC will thank you for bringing me my multivitamin, which means she finally finishes the quest. So she will ask, what do you think is a proverb that is related to taking care of ourselves? Alright, so she will ask you to interact with the signboard, and after interacting with the signboard, she will need to find the second NPC in the game. Alright, so first of all, interact with the signboard. So walk to the signboard and then interact with the signboard. Alright, so there is actually a problem with the proverb question. It was supposed to come out with the first question, which is what is the proverb that is related to the quest, but somehow I don't know why the array keeps on messing up, so the second question came out first instead. Okay, so here's the answer. If one eats healthy food, one will remain in good health. Alright, this was supposed to be the first question. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So if the player managed to get 2 over 2, they will get 1 key. Alright, now she needs to find the second NPC. Alright, so let's continue with the second NPC. So right now she needs to find the second NPC. Right. Oh, if the player press shift key, they can run. Okay. So here, talk with the NPC. Hi, Amy. Your work here is simple. You will need to help clean the area. Okay. So now she needs to clean the area. Pick up all the trash. Okay, so press E to interact. I see you are done with the cleaning process. Thank you. Since we are doing cleaning activities, what do you think is a proverb that is related to cleanliness? You can answer by interacting with the board. After answering the proverb question, you can find Hakim. He's waiting next to the river. So, answer the proverb question first and then find Hakim. Alright. What is the meaning of the proverb from before? It is important morally right to keep your body or home clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Okay, now she needs to find Hakim. Oops, she accidentally hit another obstacle, so she lose 1 heart. Okay, now find Hakim. Alright, so this is the NPC, and then she needs to talk with Hakim. Hakim needs Aini to find her food, so the food is located over there. Okay, now take the food for Hakim. Okay, and then she needs to go back to Hakim. Okay, thank you for the food, Aimi. What do you think is the proverb that is related to helping people? Interact with the signboard. Alright, now she needs to interact with the third signboard for the third key. Okay, what is the proverb that is related to helping people? Many hands make light work. What is the correct meaning of the proverb from before? A task is to accomplish if several people helps. Okay, congratulations, you got another key. Now she needs to find the last NPC, which is Diona. Alright, so talk with Diona. You came to me so late. Okay, Diona will ask the player to collect books, so she needs to collect books now. Collect 3 books and give to Diona. Press E to take the book. Okay, and then here press E to pick up the book, and then talk again with Diona. Alright, thank you for helping out, Aimi. Do you know there is a proverb related to reading? Okay, and then she will give the next quest for us, which is to find Uncle Jamal in front of the castle. Okay, so she needs to interact with the signboard first. Alright, so here she needs to answer for the key. Tomorrow already, today already, tomorrow already. Okay, she finally got all 4 keys. Now in order to go to the next village, she will need to find Jamal again to interact with him. Okay. See, Jamal will give another dialogue. I see that you're done helping everyone. You even managed to get all 4 keys. Okay. Then Jamal will give us the next quest. Okay, now she needs to go to the next village. She needs to find the door inside this castle and use the 4 keys to unlock the door to the next level. Alright, so whenever she interacted with the door, if she got 4 keys, then she will progress to the next level, which is the second level. So here, she needs to do the same thing like what she did in level 1. So she needs to talk with the NPC here. Okay, hello Ainu. Alright, now she needs to find NPCs like what she did in the first level. Okay, she needs wallet. So find wallet for her. Okay. Right. So as usual, answer the proverb question from the signboard. What is the meaning of the proverb? So because it is wallet, so it is related to money. So foolish people do not know how to hold on to their money. And then a fool and his money are sweet-hearted. Right. Okay, next I will show you if the player answer it wrongly. So they will not get a key and they will need to restart the level. Okay, so now we will talk with Diana. We will talk with Rania first. Okay. Alright. Okay, so now she needs to find meals for Rania. E and E. Okay. Amy was supposed to stop. I don't know why she's still walking. Okay, now answer the proverb question first before going to Mr. Zhongli. So here is the proverb question. Okay, so we will try to get wrong answer this time. What is the meaning of the proverb question? Okay, she lose 1 heart. Oh, somehow the retry button is not here. But there was supposed to be retry button and she can retry the level. So right now we need to go to she can only quit the game and start again because if she cannot answer the proverb question again because she can answer the proverb question again if she restart the level. So right now we cannot progress to the end of the level, so I will cut the video for a while and then go back here. Okay, now we will continue. So now she finally found the meals for Rania. Okay, now she needs to answer the proverb question correctly this time so she can progress. Which proverb is related to the quest? Empty bag cannot stand upright. A poor or hungry person. Alright. Now she got 2 keys. And then she needs to find the next NPC. Talk with the NPC. And then collect wooden planks. So collects wooden planks. So whenever she's close to the things she needs to collect, there is trigger text coming out, so the user will know what to do. Okay. Now answer the proper question and then find his son. Okay. Okay. Now find the last NPC before we finishes with the game. Hi, I'm Eve. I'm leaving for a school trip, but I am not happy. Can you help cheer me up before I go to the trip? So now I may need to find something to cheer him up. So she needs to find books. Okay, and then after finding the books, she can go back to this guy. This novel never failed on making me laugh. Do you know there is a proverb about this situation? Alright, so the proverb will probably be about laughing. Something that can make you laugh. Okay. Thinking positively and laughing will help you to feel better. Lotte is the best medicine. Okay, now she finally got all 4 keys. But before she finishes the game, she will need to find the first NPC she met, just like how she did in the first quest. So let's find the first NPC. Be mind of the obstacle. So because you can lose heart if you hit the obstacle. Right, now we find back our first NPC, which is Ali, I think. His name is Ali. Yes. So if you get 4 keys, then he will give another dialogue. Okay, now she can finally progress through the game and finish the game. Okay, now all she needs to do is run to the castle and then to the door. Finally. Okay, this is the end of the game. So when the player finally finishes the game, the outro cutscene will come out. Okay, thank you for playing this game. So this is the credit page for the game. So that is all about my presentation for my final year project. I once again sorry to Doctor because the recording will be a lot harder for you to listen to. So I'm really sorry. But I hope you get what I'm trying to explain for my final year project. I'm very glad that I can finish up this project on time. So thank you to my supervisor and also to Doctor for exemplifying my game. Thank you, Doctor.